Hey, Break Chains family, be back at another one. I'm going to try to record as many videos as I can out here so that it gives me time to really die to flesh into myself, to record videos in my apartment and not be concerned or not let outside influences get to me. But here we go. So today, the word for today is going to be, we still in 1 Samuel's, friend, chapter 2, verse 2. There is no one holy like Yahuwah, for there is no one besides you. There is no rock like our Elohim, right? And I've been watching a series about leadership, and I'm not going to lie, the first sermon really whooped me because the pastor said that if you have just one follower, even if the follower is yourself, you're in leadership. And God has been really getting at me about it because I compare myself to other ministries online that have like a whole lot more followers and a whole lot more views. So I don't really feel like this ministry is important. I'm not going to say I don't take it seriously, because whenever I do record videos, I make sure it comes from God. I spend time in prayer, and I really ask God to really speak through me to his people. And he really whooped me and said, if this was a leadership role in church, you would take it a lot more seriously than you're taking it. And I was like, ouch, you're right. And I think because since it is online, and once again, I don't have a lot of notoriety, not that I really want it, to be honest with you, but because I don't have, it's like a catch-22 with me. I don't want to be well known, but at the same time, I'm insecure because I'm not. So anyway, but because I don't, this is a very small ministry, which I'm grateful for all my followers. Y'all are great. Y'all are wonderful. I don't take it seriously, but I need to, because it is leadership. And one thing that he laid on me when this verse came out, not when this verse came out, but when I read the verse, is that we forget that God is the only one holy. And we especially forget it when it comes to leadership, especially leadership in church. I would never come on here and say that we shouldn't hold people accountable. You will know them by their fruit, and you shall surely rebuke your neighbor and not bear a sin because of him. And what that means is that if you see someone sinning and doing wrong and you don't say anything, that's really a sin. You're really committing a sin against your own self. You're taking on that person's sin because you're not holding them accountable. What I am saying is that we can hold people accountable, but give them the chance to redeem themselves. A lot of times, people in leadership are not forthcoming or even willing to admit their shortcomings because of the horrific scrutiny they face when they do. Everything has to be done in love. No one is holy but God. But the goal of leadership is to show people how to surrender to God even when they fall from grace, so God's redeeming power can be seen. And that's so true, because a lot of times when we see leadership not living up to the standard, we want to leave the church, we want to unsubscribe, we want to do all this stuff. And honestly, they need to be held accountable. We need to pray for them, but we have to give them a chance to redeem themselves. Once you find out or some stuff comes out about a leader, and you see with the sin they're really struggling with, a lot of times people will treat that person really unkindly. They will really basically come out with the pitchforks and the torches, and that's not godly. That's very ungodly. You have to give that person a chance to show that they receive the judgment and that they're trying to change, because especially if the person's been struggling with the sin for a long time, they're going to stumble. But if you see that they're making an effort and they're at least struggling with, actually fighting against it, pray for them. Show them love. Give them a hug. I'm praying for you. I see you struggling. You're doing good. You're doing better. If you see them slip up, don't be like, oh, here they go again. Oh, they ain't learned nothing. Just pray for them. Be like, oh, Lord, please help them. Help them to see that they're still doing the same thing. Because it's not cool. You wouldn't want no one doing that to you either. And then you get mad at people who sit up here and fake and wear a mask. Well, you can't have it both ways. Either the person, you're going to allow the person to be human and make mistakes, but turn to God and surrender to him and let God work on them. Or you're going to get someone who's going to put on a mask and fake the funk because of the way that y'all act, how you church people act. And if you are someone in leadership and you have fallen for grace and people are coming at you and treating you badly and they don't want you to change, well, those people are not of God. And most of the time, those people are miserable and they want everyone to be miserable with them. So don't worry about it. Keep changing. Keep surrendering to God. And eventually they'll see that you've changed and they ain't going to have nothing to say. Point blank, period. And again, he wants me to bring it up again. So those of you or whoever it is who God is really speaking to you about sowing a seed into his ministry, because this ministry has changed your life, stop being concerned about how it's going to be perceived and how it's going to look like or make you look like, but just do it. Because I guarantee you, God's going to tremendously bless you for doing it. Now, how he's going to bless you, I don't know. Again, I'm not going to come on here and be like, oh, if you sow a seed into this ministry, God's going to multiply it times 5. He hasn't told me how he's going to bless it. And you know what? If he ain't told me, it ain't none of my business. And some of y'all need to realize that too, people who are on a platform in leadership. Some things are not your business. It's not, sweetie. Not everything. You don't need to know everything about it, because you might see somebody doing something like, wait a minute, it ain't none of your business. If God hasn't revealed to you what it's about, then you need to mind your business. If you feel like that person is doing something wrong, then you pray for them. And either God's going to tell you to leave it alone, or he's going to tell you why they're doing it. And if he tells you to leave it alone, that means it ain't none of your business. And if he tells you why they're doing it, then keep it moving. Because God works in mysterious ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. His ways are higher than our ways. So don't be sitting here judging people because you feel like what they're doing is not of God, because you don't know. You don't know. God will do anything to save people. And sometimes he has to do very unusual or drastic. He has to take drastic measures to save people. Because I know. That's why I don't say nothing about nobody no more. I was one of them people, oh, God wouldn't do that, or this, that ain't God. And I've been through some stuff and he had me do some stuff. I said, okay, all right, show you right. I'm going to learn to mind my business. I mind my business. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, follow, share. If this has blessed you, comment. If this has blessed you, say amen, or whatever the case may be. And then I'll catch y'all on the next one.